Playoff football is officially here, and the wild card matchups are amazing, but the Bills versus the Jaguars specifically is the most dangerous game on the board. No Patrick Mahomes, no Joe Burrow, no Lamar Jackson. Everybody expects it to be the Josh Allen show, and for the Bills, it's literally Super Bowl or bust. But standing straight in their way is the hottest team in football. This season's ultimate underdog, the Jacksonville Jaguars, who will be riding an 8-game winning streak into this playoff game. And in all fairness, the winner of this game will likely be the favorite to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. Let me start by saying this. The way that the media talks about this game is not going to be the same way I talk about this game. They're going to try to make you feel like the Bills are the clear favorite because Josh Allen has all the playoff experience and James Cook led the league in rushing yards. Josh Allen always shows up, and I guess that's true. But the way that I see it from a matchup standpoint, this is the Jacksonville Jaguars game to lose. For Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars, everything starts with establishing the run and controlling the game. If you're the Jaguars, the last thing you want to do is get into a high-scoring, throwing-centric, heavyweight boxing match with Josh Allen. But the true course of victory here is to hit the Bills where it hurts. And where it hurts is the worst run defense in the entire NFL. They literally cannot stop the run. In the first half, let me explain. Let's use the second game versus the Patriots as an example. New England was dominating that game, and the start of that game might be part of the blueprint. They ran for 250 yards in that game, 180 of which came in the first half. But here's the key part. You take away that 150-yard run by Travion Henderson where he bounces off a guy, comes all the way back and loops across the other field, and Drake May lead blocks. New England only had 20 rushing yards in the second half. And that is one of the scariest things about Buffalo is their ability to adjust on the fly and change things in an instant. We've seen this story all year. It wouldn't surprise me. In fact, I actually expect the Jacksonville Jaguars to be in multiple possessions early in this game. 17-7, 20-10. How many times have we seen it? They go down early into the game. Josh Allen puts the cape on. The defense finally starts to look like a real NFL defense. They claw themselves back into a one-possession game in the fourth quarter, and then Josh Allen's the hero. So for Jacksonville, the real challenge is actually in the second half of this game. Win on the ground late in the game, shorten the game, because every single first down you get, you're going to take the ball out of Josh Allen's hands just a little bit longer. Make him literally sit there sweating in the Florida heat, like sweating, like dripping sweat and like sweating out the game. Nervousness. Now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about the most fun part of this game that everybody is excited for. The Bills offense versus the Jags defense and the keys to both of their victories. We get to see the #1 rush offense in the NFL play against the #1 rush defense in the NFL. For the Bills, it is super simple. Gash them in the run early, make those linebackers and safeties come down. Josh Allen over the top. We've seen it a million times. And for context, right now, James Cook is averaging 5.2 yards per carry. That's absolutely absurd. Statistically, if you hand him the ball, the odds are you are actually going to get a first down before you get to third down every single drive. And that's before you even include Josh Allen as a runner. Every single year in the playoffs, every January, Sean McDermott leans more and more into those Josh Allen designed quarterback runs, especially in games like this, in the red zone, even more so in the goal line, and especially when the game is on the line. In Jacksonville, I promise you, 6'5", Josh Allen, 250 pounds, with the game on the line, the ball will be in his hands. And you will have to stop a behemoth of a man to win this game. And we haven't even touched on Josh Allen throwing the football, which he is probably the best at in the entire NFL. But Jacksonville, there is one card that you can play. It is very, very, very dangerous. I'm talking about the game plan that we saw Patrick Mahomes lose 2 Super Bowls to. The game plan that 2 weeks ago we saw Philadelphia implement against Josh Allen and made him look like a child. And I call it Superman's kryptonite. Kryptonite came from Superman's home planet. The place that made him who he is also his greatest weakness. So if you're Jacksonville, you completely sell out and stop the run. You shut down James Cook completely and force all of the offensive production on the entire team onto one player and make him make 0 mistakes to beat you. This is as big as a gamble as it comes. The risk is Josh Allen might put the cape on, become Superman, and he could beat you anyways. But the true bet, you know, when you're bluffing and you have to go all in anyways, every once in a while, you got to let your nuts hang out on the table and say, listen, I got bigger kahunas than you. Doing that is trusting that if you make him do everything, eventually he will do just a little too much. Scrambles just a little bit too far back and he's sacked instead of a field goal. Now they have to punt it. One crossbody throw fading away. It's perfect 9 times out of 10, but it's the 10th time and it's even perfect, but it's still off his hands and picked. Dancing in the pocket for a quarter second too long and oh, the ball is free and it's going the other way. The game plan. Josh Allen, we dare you to play Superman for 4 straight quarters and not make 1 mistake. In Josh Allen's 5 losses this year, he has 12 turnovers. That is almost 3 turnovers per loss. You give the big dog too much on his plate, and eventually he can't eat it all. And all of this comes down to the first playoff game of the 2026 NFL season, January 9th, 1 o'clock, win or go home. Who will win? I will be making a predictions video later this week. Make sure you guys subscribe to see that. But for you guys, let me know down below who you guys think is going to win and why. I'll be bringing down every single first round matchup of the wild card weekend. Make sure you guys leave a like on the video if you guys did enjoy and subscribe so you don't miss any of the future breakdowns. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Thanks. Bye.